Hey guys, today I am wanting to do a splurge or save video. I want to show you the products that I think you really need to splurge on, spend a little bit more money and you're going to get your money's worth, or products that you can save on and still have a really nice makeup product. Now I want you to know that I'm going to be talking in generalities because this is not some hard and fast rule that these products you need to spend a lot of money on and these products you need to buy at the drugstore, because you'll see that I have both types of products in both different price ranges. So it's not a hard and fast rule, it's just if you want to spend a little less money by starting to buy some of your stuff at the drugstore, or maybe you always buy your stuff at the drugstore and you want to, dip your toe in the high-end water. This is going to show you the products that you're really going to get your money's worth if you spend a little bit more. So let's get started with foundation. Should you splurge or save? And when it comes to foundations, I'm going to say splurge, because when it comes to like skincare and things that go directly on your skin, I'm a big believer when you splurge, you're going to get more skin benefits and it's going to be better overall for your skin. And I feel the same way about foundation. I think with foundations, there's so many more options as far as your skin type. There's more color selection. With a lot of drugstore foundations, to get a lot of coverage, they're going to feel really heavy on the skin and possibly look very unnatural and cakey. And so I think for foundation, if you want to start spending a little more, this is going to be a great product to do so. Now for concealer, should you splurge or save? And with concealer, kind of applies just like foundation, I would say splurge. Talking about getting coverage with less weight, high-end concealers will do that. You can apply a very little amount and it's packing so much pigment in a high-end concealer that it's going to cover more using less product. And we all know that using less concealer is better. So I would say go for the high-end concealer. Moving on to powder, should you splurge or save? And on powder, I would say save at the drugstore. There are a lot of powders out there at the drugstore that are just as finely milled and don't show up on your skin, just like some high-end powders. And so I would say go to the drugstore and spend a lot less for a powder just to set your makeup and leave the splurging to your actual foundation. For blush, splurge or save. And I had a really hard time with blush, and actually I first said save, but I've kind of changed my mind to splurge. When you spend a little bit more on a blush, I think you'll find that there are many more color selections, finishes like shimmer and satin and matte. And also they have more of a creamy powder feel and blend just beautifully, whereas some of the drugstores can be very chalky and hard and just have a dry look to them. And so I would say you get a little bit more if you splurge on a blush. For mascara, you could either splurge or save, and I think you know what I'm going to say on this one if you've seen any of my other videos, and I would say save. I love my drugstore mascara, but even if you don't like my particular mascara, I will tell you why I say save on mascara, and that is you go through it a lot. Every time you open up a tube and put it back, it's getting air into that tube and drying it out. And I have to buy mascara all the time because it's the one product that I use every single day. It's the one thing that if I have nothing else on, I want my mascara. And also, since you use it every single day, it tends to dry out rather fast. And so I don't want to spend $30 every time I need to buy mascara, especially when ones at the drugstore, in my opinion, work just as well as at the higher end stores. So I would definitely say save. For eyeliner, should you splurge or save? And on eyeliner, I would say save. They have some great eyeliners at the drugstore. I've heard wonderful things about the new L'Oreal Silk Kisme. And one of the things about drugstore eyeliners is that they might not stay as long or more easily transfer than a higher end eyeliner. But one way to solve that problem is to layer a matching eyeshadow over your eyeliner and it won't budge anywhere. This particular eyeliner is one from CoverGirl, the Liquiline Blast, and it's a blue color. And I currently use this blue eyeliner up under my lower lash line, and it transfers pretty bad. If I was just to do that, it would be up in the corner of my eye or smudged down underneath. But I just use a matching blue eyeshadow and layer it, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I think you can save a little bit more on eyeliners because you probably already have a dark brown eyeshadow or black eyeshadow to layer over it. And so you don't have to buy an extra product in order to get this eyeliner to act like one that's more expensive. For eyeshadows, should you splurge or save? And on this one, I'm just gonna have to go and say both, because there's good things and bad things about each of these, and I think you should honestly just have a good collection of both. On the saving end, I think there is a wide range of colors and formulas now at the drugstore, especially more than there used to be. And they've gotten so much better on their formulas and their lasting power. And with a drugstore eyeshadow, even if it's not quite as pigmented as a more expensive product, now you just apply eye primer and that helps to increase the pigmentation. Also, you can just wet your eyeshadow brush and it will help darken that shadow and give it a more vivid appearance. But I also say that on the higher end of the eyeshadows, you have a lot more selection. Actually, when you buy a palette like this, it may seem really expensive at the time, but you're getting so much more product than you are in just a 4 shadow quad. And then with higher end eyeshadows, of course, they are more creamy, more pigmented, and typically easier to blend. So I would say don't buy all high-end eyeshadows and don't buy all drugstore eyeshadows, because there are pros and cons to both, and I think if you have both in your makeup drawer, then you've got a really good collection. For lipsticks, should you splurge or save? And I am definitely going save on this one. I'm using these 2 lipsticks right here as the ultimate comparison of high-end and drugstore. This one is Revlon. It's their super lustrous lipstick. And this one is Christian Dior lipstick. So this is way high-end, but I just want to show you really quick and swatch these 2 lipsticks. They're both a really deep burgundy, and this is the Christian Dior. And this is the Revlon Super Lustrous. Actually, I should tell you, the Christian Dior is in number 862 Hypnotic Red, and this is the Revlon Cream Lipstick in Black Cherry. And I know you can't probably see that too well, but can you tell that they're almost the exact same color? They are also the exact same consistency, pretty much the exact same long wearing. And I bought the Christian Dior one first, and obviously since then I wish that I had discovered the Revlon first, because it is just as good and so much cheaper than the Christian Dior, obviously. Now for lip gloss, should you splurge or save? And on lip gloss, I'm going just the opposite and saying splurge. When it comes to lip gloss, I think that the higher end products are less sticky, more pigmented, longer lasting. You also have more of a range of colors and finishes to choose from when it comes to high end. I think more with the lower end, they have some really good lip glosses, but they tend to be more sticky. They don't stick around for a long time. So for lip gloss, go splurge. And last, we have makeup brushes. Should you splurge or save? And I'm definitely, hands down, gonna say splurge. With makeup brushes, you really get what you pay for. There are very, very few makeup brushes I have found that you could buy at the drugstore that are worth anything, really. And so when you buy a more expensive or professional makeup brush, you're gonna notice such a huge difference in your makeup application. If you see girls that you're like, how does their blush look so beautiful and blended? How is their eyeshadow so precise? It's in the makeup brushes that they use. It's not necessarily in the products. And so if you have a lot of drugstore products that are just so-so, if you apply those with a quality makeup brush, it's really going to improve the way it looks on your face. And so it takes a while to really build up a good collection of professional makeup brushes, but it's definitely worth the splurge and something you should try to do over time. Hopefully this was helpful to you to help you kind of know what to spend your money on. Like I said, this isn't a hard and fast rule. Obviously you saw I have a product of each, both drugstore and high-end. This can show you where you can really start cutting back and where you should start saving a little more, and you'll find that the top quality product is actually worth a little bit of saving. So if this was helpful, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my video next week. Bye!